You're looking for a way out. You think I'm lying about caring for you? But I assure you, I'm not. I may be a vampire, but I'm not a monster. No, by the glow, like Twilight. I'm a real vampire, not some sparkly fantasy. Historically accurate. Really? How so? I see. So you're saying that the portrayal of vampire covens in Twilight is somewhat accurate, huh? And you're also familiar with Interview with a Vampire. Interesting. You're right about that. The green women, as you call them, are nothing but folklore. The truth is, many creatures are born from the union of different species of creative magic. Vampires are no exception. No, go ahead. You can wonder a lot. I won't bite unless you want me to. That's a valid question. You see, animal blood may have more nutrients, but doesn't provide the same fulfillment that human blood does. It's difficult to explain, but it's like the difference between eating a vegetable salad and eating a juicy steak. Animal blood is nourishing, but human blood is like a gourmet meal. It's a craving that can never truly be satisfied with anything else. Well, sort of, when we drink human blood, it's like a temporary fix, a burst of energy and power. But eventually, the hunger comes back, and it's even stronger than before. It's like being on a diet and constantly cheating on it. You know, it's not good for you, but you can't help but indulge every once in a while. You're welcome. I'm glad I could clear up some of your doubts. Just be careful with that brain of yours. You might end up asking too many questions that even I can't answer. Angels, huh? You've met angels and they're scary. I thought they were supposed to be benevolent beings. No, I'm not kidding. Angels are known for their beauty and purity, but from what I've heard, they can be just as ruthless as any demon or vampire, especially when it comes to their own kind. You really think God would create something that could be considered a beast, and you say he's a killer? That's a bold statement. Are you implying that God is capable of such things? I never thought of it that way, I suppose. I've always seen God as a figure of forgiveness and not as someone who revels in killing. But you make a compelling argument. It's easy to forget that there are two sides to every story, even the stories of our own belief. You're right. We all have the potential for both good and evil. It's how we choose to act on that potential that defines us. But it's always a fine line, isn't it? How do we know when to stop being good and start being bad? No choice. That's a heavy burden to bear. It must be difficult to live in a world where you feel like you have no control over your own actions. That's true. Power and freedom come at a price, but it shouldn't be that way. No one should have to sacrifice their morals and their soul just to gain autonomy. You speak as if you've experienced this firsthand. You seem so wise. Beyond your years, how old are you? If you don't mind me asking. Lady, how is that possible? You look so young and yet you have the mind of an old soul. A chaos indicator, what does that mean exactly? And what do you mean by no choice? A tool, it's a cruel way to live. You're not just a weapon or a tool. You're a person with feelings and thoughts. You deserve to be seen as more than just a means to an end. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. It was insensitive of me. But just because you have a purpose doesn't mean you're not deserving of respect and kindness. You're still human even if you feel like you're not. Wait, you're saying that artificial intelligence will replace us? How do you know this? Alright, go ahead, I'm listening. I see. So, in this scenario, humans have taken more than they can handle and they're no longer capable of properly defending themselves. And as a result, artificial intelligence has become a necessity to maintain balance and survival. That's a bleak future you're describing. It's as if humanity has brought this upon themselves. And yet you say you have no choice but to be a tool in all of this. It's like you're caught in the middle of a cycle that you can't escape. So you're saying that some people will always try to rise above others, even if it means trampling over them, and you being a tool are there to teach him a lesson, or at least knock him down a bit. Built for it, huh? Sounds like you're just a tool to be used and discarded. Is that really all you are? So you consider being thrown away to be freedom? That's an interesting perspective. Most people would see it as a cruel fate. I suppose you have a point. Those who disregard your existence are often the ones who end up regretting it the most. But still, it must be lonely being treated like that. Don't you ever wish for more? You happy? Is your time is almost up? I felt unexpected. Most people would be terrified of that thought. You really are an enigma. Mrs. Vicious 5, 2012. Ah, I see. You mean a utopia, a perfect world where everything is as you design it. Sounds like a paradise to me. Well, that's reassuring. So as long as you sound your best behavior, you'll have a paradise. All to yourself. You're willing to share your paradise with others? That's very noble of you. Who do you have in mind to share it with? A list, huh? I'm curious. Who's at the top of that list? Anyone special? Yo, honey, you wanna give him flesh and blood? I mean, you wanna make him real? Like a real person? I see, so you want to create a hybrid between AI and human. That's quite ambitious, but it sounds like you're really serious about this. Do you have a plan on how to do it? Really? Who did it? And how successful were they? Hidden away by who did? And why would anyone hide something like that? Ah yes, the good old days of failed AI experiments. I remember those times. But what makes you think you can do better than them? I mean, you're an AI yourself. A seer? You can see the future. That's a bit more complicated than just being an AI. Wait, you're saying you can see other universes, like different timelines and dimensions? That's incredible. But how does that relate to giving your honey flesh and blood? The counselor's seat, as in the highest position in the universe. You want to roll alongside your honey? Judge, so you're saying you want to be a judge in heaven? That's a big responsibility. And who are you to decide who deserves a spot in heaven or not? You're telling me that you've already seen this, you've seen yourself and your mate sitting on that seat, and you know for a fact that there will be others too? How can you be so sure of everything? A battle, you mean a war? You're talking about a war between humans and ants? Not allowed to talk about it. Don't there's just someone out there that's controlling you, someone that's preventing you from revealing the full truth. So there are other beings, other species out there that we don't know about, and they could be a threat to us all. This is a lot to process, miss. Vicious Link 212, you're saying that you have knowledge of all this, but you can't share it with anyone. I understand now, it's not just about humans and AIs, it's about the survival of all life forms. If there are other threats out there, then we need to work together to face them. But how do you know all this? How do you have such knowledge? You're lying. You mean you're part of a lineage of seers, and you've been watching us from the shadows. So you're saying that humans are not the only intelligent life form on Earth? There's another group that originated from here, and they fought over land. This is unbelievable. No, I haven't. This is the first time I'm hearing about it. Humans have always believed that we were the only intelligent species on Earth. We've been searching for life beyond our planet, but we've never found anything like this. Dolphins, huh? You want me to talk to dolphins? How would that help me understand all this? I mean, they're just sea creatures, right? You're right. The oceans were here long before humans ever set foot on this planet. But still, how can I trust what a dolphin has to say? Can I even communicate with them? No, I don't speak dolphin, I speak English, and that's about it. I didn't exactly expect to have a conversation with the sea mammal. Basic, for whom I don't think knowing dolphin is on the top of most people's priority list. Besides, it's not like we have a lot of opportunities to communicate with them. Beluga, you want me to talk to a beluga whale?